Shaka, I know how much you love working at ESPN. A bit more. Yes. Okay.
I don't know where you're going with this.
But for one day, I'm going to give you the reins at Barcelona.
Oh, just one day.
But you have to tell these players whether they're staying or whether they're going. We've got 8 of them. We're going to start with Philippe Coutinho.
I'm going to say to Philippe Coutinho, Philippe has been nice, but I'm sorry. It's just not worked out. I thought Philippe Coutinho hit the ground running after that move from Liverpool to Barcelona, but then the injury, and never could seem to get back in stride with the rest of the Barcelona team. And I think you've seen that over the last 2 games against Liverpool in particular, where, again, I thought he didn't contribute anywhere near enough in a circumstance that you would expect a whole lot more going back to his former club. If I'm sitting in the Barcelona board, I've run out of patience with Philippe Coutinho.
That sounded like you were breaking up with your first girlfriend. Darling, it's been nice, but it's just not working. Adios. Ousmane Dembele. Do you say that to him, or do you say, darling, you've been great, you can stay, I see your potential?
There's all kinds of questions I have at this point. But moving smoothly along, Dembele, I'm keeping him. I think Dembele offers a lot that nobody else in that dressing room does in terms of pace and in terms of quality to go with that pace. Yes, he's young, he's still growing to his position, and more importantly, I think he's still maturing into the person that Barcelona need him to be in terms of representing that club, given the responsibilities that comes with playing with a club as big as Dembele. So there's no way I let Dembele go.
Barcelona have got a lot of nice players, but he was probably one of the very few that had that grit and steel against Liverpool, which was missing elsewhere. Do you keep Arturo Vidal?
I do. For all those reasons that you say, I think Arturo Vidal would have served Barcelona even better 4 or 5 years ago. I just feel that as a team, they've lacked that bite just throughout. And you've seen that over recent weeks in particular. I could see you smirking out. Slip of the tongue, right? Just ignore it.
No.
Just let me finish.
Okay.
As much as I thought Arturo Vidal was brought in as a short-term stopgap, I think he offers a lot in terms of his own personality and playing style. And I keep him for what he brings just in terms of a squad member.
The reason I chuckled, you were talking about bite as this man.
Yes, I know exactly where, yeah.
Okay, we'll get to him. Ivan Rakitic.
I keep Rakitic. Listen, he's past 30s now, and question marks as to how long he can continue. It's a hard thing settling in to the Barcelona system, as evidenced by Philippe Coutinho. I think Rakitic, at the very least, deserves another year while you figure out who his long-term replacement is.
He's a mainstay, surely. You're not getting rid of him.
I'm not. Jordi Alba didn't have a good game against Liverpool at Anfield. That being said, I still feel he's one of the best left-backs in the game. I don't see why you replace him.
Is Malcom a work in progress, or are you fed up with him and you want to get rid?
Listen, I thought Malcom was a gamble that you were going to prepare to take short-term just to see if it worked out. I'm not sure that it did. And move on.
Someone that's been there a long time, is it thanks for your service,
No.
but you're keeping him?
I'm keep same reasons around Ivan Rakitic. Listen, again, it's an easy time to point fingers, but I do not let Sergio Busquets go.
Everybody who supports a football club has players in their team who they love, but when that player plays for another team, we become hypocrites.
Yeah.
We love them if they play for us, we hate them if they don't. The Liverpool fans had this relationship that they loved when he was there. They don't like him now. Do you keep him or do you let him go?
I keep him. Not been great this season by any stretch of the imagination. All that being said, you look at the top strikers in the world, there aren't many better than Luis Suarez. Unless you can guarantee that somebody comes in, does a better job. Again, I'm not sure how many in the world that there are. Unless you can guarantee that, you keep Luis Suarez and hope that he turns the corner from what has been a disappointing season. But let's not fool ourselves into thinking that Luis Suarez has at all been disappointing for Barcelona as a whole.
I was thinking if Barca had beaten Liverpool, we wouldn't even be doing this segment.
Yeah.
So it's not the biggest surprise.
No.
You're keeping a lot of them. Does Mr. Shakira need a new house with his
No,
wife?
I don't think so. I keep Gerard Pique. Listen, I've been critical of Gerard Pique for some time. I don't think he's the player now that he once was. I do feel he's the leader that Barcelona need in their back four. So even as we talk about Barcelona centre-backs and who they have and who they may bring in, I still feel that you need somebody with the experience, somebody who knows that club, knows the league, knows the Champions League, as well as Gerard Pique. If we're talking this summer, not any stretch of the imagination to let Gerard Pique go.
They have squad players like Umtiti and guys like Boateng, who, again, that's all they are. But they've been linked with De Ligt of Ajax. They've already got De Jong. So you think the skeleton, the structure of the team is in place. It just needs to get rid of a bit of the deadwood.
Yeah, I think Barcelona, let's not fool ourselves here. Barcelona are still a fantastic team.
Of course.
Again, because of the timing and what happened at Anfield, it makes this a little bit easier. But at the same time, I think we're maybe forcing a narrative that isn't necessarily reflective of how good Barcelona have been. They're stocking their dressing room for the future, but that's a transition that you have to manage, and I think you keep the spine, you keep some of these players who've been there, seen it and done it, while you manage that transition.
Some words of wisdom from Shaka Hislop. You don't always need to force the narrative, do you, Shaka?
No.
No.